Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and welcome to another Pokemon Sun and Moon Movesets video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about the Fire-type variation of Silvally. So let's get started by jumping right into the first moveset that I have for you in this video. So for this first moveset, we're going to begin by giving this Pokemon a Jolly Nature to increase its speed, but lower its special attack. And for the EVs, running 252 physical attack and speed EVs to max out both of those stats, and then putting the remainder 4 EVs into its special defense stat. As for the item on this set, we're going to be running the Fire Memory, and we're going to be doing this for all the movesets in this video, to turn Silvally into a Fire-type Pokemon, and allow it to make use of a Fire-type 90 base power physical multi-attack, which will be the first move that we're going to go with on this set. As for the second move, we're either going to run Thunderfang or Iron Head for some additional type coverage, Thunderfang being great versus the Water-type Pokemon that would normally threaten Silvally in the Fire-type form, or Iron Head being a great move to deal with the Rock-type Pokemon that would threaten out this Fire-type variation of Silvally. For the third move, though, we could either run another coverage option in the form of Crunch or Rock Slide. You can even include Iron Head here as well if you want to run multi-attack Thunderfang and Iron Head. But then we're also going to include Swords Dance as a potential third move option for this Pokemon to increase its physical attack by 2 stages and allow it to do even more damage with its physical moves. Finally, for the last attack, we're either going to run U-Turn or Parting Shot, U-Turn being a switch move that allows you to do damage while you switch out, whereas Parting Shot is a switch move that allows you to lower your opponent's stats while you switch out. And either of these work really well for this set, but if you want to make this a little bit more of an offensive boosting set, you could choose to run Swords Dance here as a way to give you 3 attacks plus Swords Dance to boost them all, or Flame Charge as a way to boost your speed, and also have kind of a decently powerful Fire-type stab move as well in the process. So either of these options at the end could work to allow this Pokemon to become more of an offensive powerhouse as far as a physical Fire-type variation of Silvally is concerned. As for this next moveset, we're going to be running a specially offensive Fire-type Silvally. So we're going to start this one off by giving it a Timid Nature to boost its speed but lower its physical attack, and then running an EV spread that includes 252 special attack EVs, 4 special defense EVs, and 252 speed EVs to give it its max special attack and speed possible. As to the moves, we're going to first run Flamethrower on the set to be your main stab Fire-type attack, and then run Thunderbolt with it for some additional coverage, potentially allowing you to hit Water-type Pokemon super effectively that would normally be threatening this guy out. As for an additional coverage option for the third move, you can run either Hidden Power Grass or Surf, as both of these attacks will be giving you a super effective move versus the Rock and Ground-type Pokemon that this variation of Silvally is also weak to. However, it's also important to note that Hidden Power Grass can be particularly useful for this set as well, because of the fact that there are a lot of Water-Ground type Pokemon that typically are able to handle Fire types very easily, and Hidden Power Grass will give you a 4 times super effective move against those, because they're going to obviously be resisting Flamethrower and be immune to Thunderbolt. So that can be a reason to use that over Surf there, but Surf is still a really good option. However, if you do want to go with a boosting move in the third slot, Work Up is the best option to go with here, as it will not only be boosting your physical attack, but more importantly, boosting your special attack by 1 stage, allowing you to do more damage with all of your special moves. Finally, we're going to use U-Turn or Parting Shot in this last move slot for similar reasons as stated before, and or use Work Up here as to allow this Pokemon to use 3 special attacks and then boost them with Work Up, or run Flame Charge in this last move slot to allow this Pokemon to boost its speed and make use of its special attacks to greater effect because it will be outspeeding a lot more Pokemon than it normally would be able to. Finally, for this last moveset, we're going to be making use of a more defensive Fire-type Silvally, so we're going to start this one off by giving it a Bold Nature to increase its physical defense but lower its physical attack, and then run an EV spread that includes 248 HP EVs, 92 physical defense EVs, and 168 special defense EVs to give this Pokemon some well-rounded mixed bulk. As to the moves on this set though, the first one we're going to go with is going to be a status in either the form of Thunder Wave or Toxic. Thunder Wave being a move that will paralyze their opponents, crippling their speed and potentially making it so that they don't attack for a turn, whereas Toxic is a great way to wear down opposing Pokemon over time as they take increased poison damage at the end of every turn the longer they stay in. In addition to this, we're also going to be running Flamethrower on the set to be your main stab Fire-type attack, going more the special route for a defensive moveset because we have a little bit of a stronger type coverage options here, as we're going to see in this third move slot, to which we might include Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Grass, or Surf here for additional coverage. All of these have their benefits depending upon what you want this particular Silvally to be able to be effective against, so it's really up to you which one you go with, and feel free to change that up the more you use this Pokemon, depending on what tier this thing ends up in and the type of attacks that you're going to need for this Pokemon to have coverage with. Finally, for the last move slot, we're again going to include U-Turn or Parting Shot to give his Pokemon some switch initiative, as well as the potential to lower your opponent's stats when you switch out if you go with Parting Shot. But that is it for this video, everybody. So thank you all for watching this fire type variation of Silvally. I think this one is probably one of the more unique ones offensively because of how powerful some of its special attacks can be and how it has some great coverage that a lot of fire types would kill to have. But as always, everybody, if you're taking a look at this screen right now, feel free to click on any of the other variations of this Pokemon to check out a video on that type. But until then, everybody, I hope you all have enjoyed this video, and as always, take care, goodbye, and I will see you all next time.